I never liked talking about myself online, and maybe you are the same. And for years, I focused only and purely on technical content about marketing, but one day I had to try something different on LinkedIn. I remember it was in October 2023 when I started to publish storytelling content. And when it finally took off, everything changed. My content grew, I got more leads, and I started to build a personal brand. But I'm not talking about any kind of storytelling. As I said, I'm not sharing weekend updates or random anecdotes about my personal life. What I do, I call it expert storytelling. I start from my expertise and I share stories that are related to this expertise. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with 7 pragmatic examples that you can use at the end of this video. First of all, let me answer this question. Why does expert storytelling matters and why does it work well? Well, there are 3 main reasons. First reason, it connects your expertise to your personal brand. Because when people associate your expertise with your face and with your name, it creates a deeper connection. Second reason, it builds trust and likability. People are more likely to buy from other people that they trust and also that they like, rather than buying from a faceless brand that they cannot really trust. And third reason, it drives real business results. When I started, I saw an uplift on my conversions as well. Why? Because I was sharing expertise with the lens of my personal experience. People thought that everything that I was sharing was directly from something that I've lived, and it was not something that I've read somewhere else. The key of expert storytelling is very simple, is to share what no one else can share. Because no one can steal your backstory or steal your opinion or your point of view on the market. Only you have this specific storytelling. They want your voice, your lessons from your experience. So now you will tell me, okay, that's good, expert storytelling sounds good, but how should I do it exactly? Well, I'm going to answer to this question exactly now with the 7 types of content that you can use right now. First type of content, share your backstory, but do it in a very specific way that I'm going to show you now. You're going to summarize your journey. So you're going to answer your question, how did you get here where you are now? You're going to highlight the key moments, the key milestones, and the key challenges that you faced, because people want to see the behind the scenes. It makes you relatable and it shows a progression in your career, and you can also have specific anecdotes along the way. All right, type of content number 2, explain your opinion on a trending topic. I remember when ChatGPT Plus was released, I did a post on my opinion on how it's going to affect the world business industry and how much money they will make. I remember one of the posts made millions of views because it was my perspective on a specific news. So you're going to choose a topic that you care about, that is important for you and that is related to your expertise, and you're going to share your opinion about this topic. And to be honest, people want sharp opinions and also opinions that are backed by experience and by expertise. Because if you give your opinion about something you don't know anything about, people will feel it and they will not engage. Third content type, show your point of view. A point of view is different from an opinion because a point of view is more a zoom out on all the things that you've analyzed in the past years. So basically you conduct experiments, you work on your day-to-day, you meet people, you exchange with clients, you sell, and with those patterns, you can create your own point of view. Type of content number 4, you should write a how I or how we piece of content. This one is very simple. You're going to analyze what you've done in the past year and ask yourself, did you fix a problem with a solution that you came up with for one of your clients or for you, and you're going to explain the story of how you've done that for the client, for example. So the template here is very simple. You need a problem that you or your clients faced. Second, you need to have a solution. Third, you need to have a story of how you implemented this solution with the challenges that came. And fourth, you need the end result, which is usually the ideal situation after the problem. And you're going to explain this step by step, and this is going to create a nice storytelling piece that is also related to your expertise. Type of content number 5, share your company vision. And if you don't have a company, share your long-term vision. So everything I shared is interesting because it's about what you are doing, your day-to-day, your expertise, your point of view, your opinion. But what about your long-term vision? You need to answer those following questions. Why are you doing what you are doing right now? Why did you start your business or your career? What are you trying to fix that will have a deep impact on society, a positive impact? And what is your bigger mission? So this will share your values and why you are doing what you are doing. So it will create depth and it will be very interesting to follow your adventure because we know what you are after. Type of content number 6, it's to build your business or your career in public. So let me tell you exactly what it means. Daily, you are doing tasks. You are also facing challenges or emotions such as joy, frustration, and also fears. Well, all those elements, when you let them aside, you feel like they are not really interesting. But when you start combining them and sharing them in public, it becomes very valuable for your audience. Because let me tell you one thing, you are always 1, 2, or 3 steps in advance compared to someone else. And last but not least, content type number 7. It's very simple. You're going to share a list of your thoughts, opinions, or tips on a specific topics. Now you might think that this is not storytelling because it's about your expertise, but what you should do is to inject your story inside those lists in order to create authority and to share more about your story. Let me explain what it means. First, you're going to choose a topic that you love and that is related to your expertise. Then you're going to share, let's say, 5 tips or 9 lessons. You will write the things that you've learned in the past year or in the past 5 years about this topic. Every time you share a lesson, you can link it to a personal anecdote, to a professional anecdote that explain why, when, and where you learned this. So this will create depth to your content. So overall, expert storytelling is not about being too personal or sharing personal anecdotes. It's about linking your story as a professional to your expertise. Because to be honest, I don't think people want to know everything about everyone. They want to know the behind the scenes about people they trust because of their expertise. So if this video was useful, please hit the like button and you can also subscribe to receive the next video and comment if you have any question. Also make sure to check the link in the description where I give you the 5 LinkedIn post formats that helped me to get to 148,000 followers on LinkedIn.